Alright, in today's video we are going to install a set of Currie Johnny joints in my Jeep TJ in the Dana 30 axle. Because we all know on the passenger side of the Dana 30 axle, the upper control arm bushing is a little bit weak, so I bought a kit to fix that. This is the new mount that's going to go on the passenger side. We just got to cut the top of it off and weld this one in place. This is solid, this is never going to go anywhere. And this is the joint for the opposite side. So on the driver's side, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the bolt for the front and we're going to loosen the control arm at the back. And we're going to lift it up out of the way and get the old bushing out. I got Allen bolts in mind, so don't let that confuse you. Now we're actually going to physically remove the bolt and nut from the front axle. Bolts out of the upper control arm and out of the way. Now we got to get that bushing out. Now to get that bushing out, I've got a ball joint press on there. You have to kind of come up with your own configuration that's going to be able to push that bushing out. So I'm going to hook it up to my impact gun and free that sucker. I got it out and I used a 27mm socket that was pushed against this face with a ball joint separator, and that's how I managed to push it through. So now that we got the hole there, we're ready to grab the new one and stick her in. The instructions tell you supposed to put the Johnny joint in on the driver's side and then use this and then drive it. But as you can see, the spring's in the fucking way. So I'm not sure how the hell you're gonna efficiently do that. Well, the axle's installed, so I'm gonna see if I can use a ball joint press to figure this out. This is all I got set up. I got this piece right here at the back of the Johnny joint, so there's a hole in the middle, so the joint's not gonna get damaged. Then on the other side here, as it's coming through the hole, it's not gonna get damaged. This side here, push on there, we're gonna get her through. See right here, we got that joint pressed in fully, so now we can remove the C-clamp and continue on. So I got this one installed. Sometimes it's easier just to round the end of the bolt off just to get her in, because sometimes it won't line up properly. However, I didn't really show this in the video because I've already did a video on replacing the bushing. I'll put a link to that in the description below, but I will focus on this one here because we're gonna have to cut that top off and weld the new one in. I got the control arm bushing off, and you can see what I mean. Like, this thing is a piece of shit. Like, this bushing doesn't even fit in there tight anymore because it's bent and warped up. So I marked a line right here because you got to cut it 2.5 inches up. There's a better shot of that right there. It just looks like shit. So I'm gonna get the plasma cutter. We're gonna zip that off and then get the new one put in. The plasma cutter was proven to be too dangerous. So you can see it right there. I got it cut off, and now I spread her open a little bit too so I can get this bracket in here so we can weld it up. So now what we got to do is we got to put the bracket in the control arm, beat it down in there, and then weld it in place. What I wanted to show you, so you're supposed to fit it with the control arm, but I can't get it to fit perfectly around the axle. So if you want to butt it up against the back, you got this gap here, or else you could pull it forward here, but then you got like a 1/2 inch gap in the back here where my finger is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the control arm in, bang it down. If it has a gap on the bottom, so be it, because you're only supposed to weld it on these tabs, not on the base here. So that's what I'm going to do. I really don't care much for that gap. I wish it would fit a little bit better, but it is what it is. I'm not too happy with that, the way it fits. So I don't know, I'll see how it is. If I don't like it, I'll cut it apart and fucking re-put it in. It is what it is, and I just don't want to fuck around with the control arms too much because it just ends up being a world of hurt. Alright, it's motherfucking beer time. I'm gonna end my video on the Currie Johnny joint install. The driver's side went in smooth. The passenger side, I just don't know how I feel about that. The bracket's in roughly the same location as where the old one was. Like I showed you earlier in the video, if I want to sit flush against the axle, then it's way forward and has a big gap at the back because of where the bracket's welded on. And you know, you could fuck around with it, start cutting that 1-inch steel, which would be a real pain in the ass, and then drop it down to fit in the axle. but then one mount's going to be lower than the other, and it's just going to fuck everything up. So I just aligned it and measured it and put it pretty much in the exact location that the old mount was in, and then fucking welded it in place. Drove it out. I took it for a good long spin tonight and tested it out. It doesn't seem to have any issues with binding or anything in the steering. I just don't feel too good about that, but it is what it is for right now. If anything changes, I'll let you know in the future. If you have any questions or comments, post it below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. It's fucking beer time.